All right, everybody, welcome to Cultivate Unshakable Coaching Confidence. I'm Sam Rafoss, your host of Coach Connect Hub and the co-founder of Coach Engage. Today's presentation is the 5 keys that I have really discovered, in reflection, I would say, in reflecting back on what gives me the confidence, what I do to keep my confidence raised. We know that we all, well, I shouldn't say we, I'll speak for myself. We all know that I know that every now and then I struggle with confidence. However, being a coach who coaches coaches and especially new coaches, it's up to me to hopefully instill some confidence in coaches, helping you with your confidence. How many times can I say confidence in the intro? Anyway, this is 5 keys to unshakable confidence. So let's get going. If I can get to, there we go. Woohoo! Can you see that? 5 keys to self-confidence. All right. And just know that this is my take on it. This is what I have found out, that these are the absolute things that I do that help me with my confidence. So 5 keys to self-confidence. And I put this in here, you guys, because my other previous presentations, people would go, okay, well, you didn't really tell us much about you. And I would rather focus on everyone else. I don't really like focusing on myself. However, I get it. People want to know who I am. And if you see this picture here, this is me and my 3 daughters and my grandson. And this is from 3 years ago when I convinced my daughters to say, hey, can we get a family picture? And they are very private. My daughters are extremely private. They do not like their photos shared only with people they want. So they knew the photographer that I had at the time who was doing some business photos for me 3 years ago. So I had said, you know, girls, can we get a picture with us and with Carson, my grandbaby there? And Carson is going to be 4 coming up here in a couple of months. So you can see that this photo is from a while ago. However, this is what is most important to me. At first and foremost, I am a mom and a nana to Carson. So anybody that knows me, they are my everything, and why I do what I do is because of my family. So I'm a business coach. FIA just means Fowler International Academy. I'm a master trainer for Fowler International Academy of Professional Coaching. I'm a metaphysical teacher. I'm the host of Coach Connect Hub, which is where we are today in Coach Connect Hub on Alignable. I'm the co-founder of Coach Engage with my fellow business partner, Joe Moore, the digital cowboy. I'm an Alignable ambassador, and I am proudly sober for 3.5 years. And the reason I talk about that a lot is because that is one of the reasons that my confidence is even better. When I was in my pre-sober days, that's when my confidence would waver, and we could have a long conversation or a long presentation about that in itself. But anyway, in a nutshell, that is who I am. All right. So the first key for me is meditation. And I know people say to me, it's either 2 things. When I am working with any coach, it's usually 2 things. I've tried meditation, it doesn't work, I don't like it, or I am not sure what to do. Like, what does it really do? Why is meditation that great? Or I should say 3 things, because I do come across other individuals that I work with or interact with that just say, oh, you meditate too? So yeah, so there's either people that meditate frequently, there's people that have tried it and don't like it, and then there's people that just don't know what to do. So in my keys here, I'm just going to give you a few points for each point. I'm going to give you some suggestions, and again, take them for what they're worth, and hopefully I'll give you something that you can use. All right, so my first key for my own confidence is meditation. And me personally, I do it first thing in the morning. I do it to set the intention for my day. So my morning routine is literally wake up, brush my teeth, meditate. That is whether and I've learned over the years, I have been doing some sort of meditation routine. Oh, 10 years, 20 years. I probably started meditating about 20 years ago, and 10 years ago made it a definite part of every day. And the last 5 years, I would hazard a guess if I don't know that I have missed a day in meditation. And what I mean by that is I might not just sit and, be all fancy like this with the candles and sit, but I meditate as in usually 20 minutes. I do a silent meditation, or I listen to the sound of ocean waves or a pink noise. That's something for me. It is mostly to quiet my mind and become centered. So I find as long as I do it first thing in the morning, and if I'm short for time, if I know that, ooh, yikes, I slept in or I've got to get somewhere, I will still meditate minimum 5 minutes. And I know it sounds like, what, 5 minutes? However, meditation is about the cumulative, because it's not necessarily what meditation does for you during that day. It's the training yourself. It's almost like a gym workout. People that work out at the gym, it's over time, you get fitter, you get healthier, you get stronger. Meditation is the same type of thing. It's cumulative effects over time. So my morning routine, definitely for me, if I start off the day with meditation, it goes well. And I already talked about the second part of meditation. It's a daily practice for me. It was a commitment that I just made to myself years ago when I went, what is my one commitment, for the new year? I am going to meditate every day. And that practice alone, that commitment to myself, that really made a lot of difference in not only quieting my mind, but being able to listen to my mind, my inner self, subconscious, whatever you want to call it. I'd be able to tune into that even throughout the day when I had practiced already doing that in the morning. All right, third point on meditation, explore different types. So I do more of a quiet meditation, or like I said, the ocean sound. That's what works for me. Personally, I have tried guided meditations. I have tried a few, there's different apps, and people have said, oh, suggested this meditation, listen to this, or, try this one. And I've tried them. I have. However, for me, I tend to do my morning meditation, or I will do a walking meditation. So when I go for a walk, I will specifically say to myself, okay, I'm quieting my mind. I am going to meditate while I walk. So that's all I mean by exploring types of meditations. There is you type into the Google search bar, or you go on any of these apps, there is a meditation that you may find that you love. And I truly cannot say enough about meditation, no matter what it is. And meditation is personal. So whatever it is you want to use, I just encourage you, if you are not a typical meditator or you haven't done it too much, I am just encouraging you to try it and give it 30 days. I always say to people, if you're going to do a new habit, try a new habit, commit to 30 days and then reassess, and then say to yourself, oh, do I want to keep doing this or not? All right. Key number 2. You guys probably knew it was coming. Mindset. So we talk often about, with coaches, and in any coaching program, we always talk about mindset. It's what we believe. It's what we think. Your confidence does come down to your mindset. And I always take it back to, when I was at one of my lowest points and I was going through a rough time and I was having a pity party and I didn't want to hear from anybody. I didn't want anybody to tell me what to do. I didn't want to ask for help. And yet, from all of the meditation I had been doing, my inner self basically said to me, okay, enough with the pity party. Like, just stop. Like, can you just decide? Can you just decide that you want something better, that you want to do something better, that you want a different result, that, yeah, certainly things aren't that great right now, but if you decide and you choose something different, that's a start. So I encourage you, decide to be unstoppable. Decide that whatever you're choosing, whether it's your work or your personal life or a relationship, whatever the decision is, decide that you are going to go after it, that that's what it's going to be, no matter what it takes. But have that mindset of, I am going to be unstoppable. And that that helped me way back when. That helped me to get over my pity party and just decide I wanted to do and be something different. All right. Self-growth is in mindset. There is what the experts term growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And you could probably think about even your own experiences or in thinking of other people or, seeing a television show or whether you know exactly the definition of growth mindset versus fixed mindset. The basic premise is a fixed mindset believes that things can't change, believes it is what it is. I have no control over whatever it is that I want to change. And a growth mindset is just that. It's looking at things differently. It's looking at things as I have control over it. I can choose. I can change. Even setbacks are not necessarily a setback. There's usually, in my experience, a setback is usually a lesson or it's something I've had to learn. I have had to grow through it, as they say. There's grow through what you go through. I don't know who first said that, but I've heard it many times in different inspirational talks, and it's so true that not everything is going to be rosy or fantastic all the time. And when it comes to our confidence, it is tested all the time. We are always tested. However, if our mindset is, what can I learn from this? I want to grow from this. What can I take away from this? Versus that fixed mindset, I can't do anything. So the mindset of self-growth. And big for me within mindset is faith in a higher power. Me, I will talk about, I'm talking to my God self. I will often say I'm having a conversation with myself, and it's that inner self, whether you call it your intuition, whether you call it God, whether you call it universe, whether you call it higher power, creator, whatever you decide is your higher power. I usually will encourage anyone, especially coaches that I'm working with, that have a belief in a higher power, that there is something greater than ourselves that is there, whether it's in the ethers, whether you have a Christian faith, whether you have whatever faith is that you have. For me, having that faith, knowing that I've got somebody on my side, no matter what, even if I can't figure something out, I know I can say a prayer. I know I can have support. I know I can ask for guidance. And when it comes to meditation, I'll ask for guidance. And in my meditation, I'll ask for inspiration and guidance. And that is having the faith and trust in my higher power. And for me, sometimes when my confidence is waning, I will ask God and say, okay, God, I'm not feeling very confident right now, but I know that you have faith in me. I know that you have confidence in me. So help me feel that. Help me share that with me. And it truly does give me that sense of peace and calm. And I know, okay, I know God's got me, so I can get through this and I can do this because I have faith. All right. Number 3, the third key in confidence, strengths. We need to focus on our strengths and focus on what makes you unique. Do that self-discovery, do the deep dive into what makes me different, what can I be proud of, what skills, what assets, what characteristics, what beliefs. We are all unique. And it was in a presentation on strengths. Oh, I think it was within our Fowler coaching group. And the presenter was talking about the chances of one person or two people having the same strengths are like 1 in 33 million. And I might have the numbers wrong. I don't quote me on that. Don't look it up and then say, oh, you were wrong. I am just recalling from what I can remember. So each of us, we are here for a reason. We're all different. And when we focus on what makes us unique rather than focusing on what we can get better at, or we're hardwired. I don't know what it is about the human race. We are hardwired to look at a negative fear base versus the positive, what's great about me. And I don't know why that is. There might be a scientific reason for it. I don't recall what it is. However, have faith in yourself and look at what makes you unique and spend the time in that reflection and self-discovery. Strengths, embrace collaboration. This is a big one for me because, I mean, at the age I am, I have been, you know, I've probably done every strengths assessment or personality assessment, whether it's DISC, whether it's Strength Finder, whether it's Myers-Briggs. There's everything that we can do to discover who we are and what makes us strong and what we need to work on, also referred to as our weaknesses. But I don't really like to talk about our weaknesses because really what we focus on is what grows. So over the years, what I've figured out is I know my strengths. I am very good at discovering that. I'm very good at building on my strengths. And I also know where my not so good or my weaknesses, whatever you want to call it, the things that I am not as good at. I know what those are. So I seek out people that have what I don't have. And then I don't need to worry about it. So in my business with my co-founder, with Joe, like I have my strengths, he has his strengths, and we play to those strengths. And when I don't have to figure out what he's going to figure out, I am so happy and I know that he's got it. Or groups I'm in, when I play to my strengths and you have a team and you're working together and you know that the other person has got it covered what you don't have, that to me is the sweet spot. And that helps me feel more confident, helps me feel more confident knowing that I don't have to worry about that other part that I am not as skilled at, that I'm not as masterful at, and that I probably would worry about a little bit if I didn't have somebody else taking care of it. When I collaborate with somebody else and they've got what I don't have and I can play to my strengths, it to me, it's just amazing and I love it. So that helps my confidence knowing that I'm going to have somebody and we can work together. Third one, strengths assessment. And Carrie, I got to give you a shout out here because I know you're here. When I had done a strengths assessment years ago, And I can't even remember if it was the Gallup strengths assessment, the Clifton strengths that I'm referring to when I talk about Carrie. However, when I revisited it last year and I redid that strengths assessment, it was, well, I want to say funny because I laughed because I looked at it and I just started to laugh because I thought, oh, that is so true. It's just, it's so me that these are my strengths, the, top 5 or 10 strengths that we, all of it, there's 34. And if you want to know about it, Carrie, I'll just call you out right now. You can put it in the chat for those of the individuals that are here. But if you want to take the strengths assessment, or you already have, you know what I'm talking about, that it gives you what you are strong on. And, it talks about the top 5, the top 10. For me, the top 5 were absolutely, they were so bang on. And then you work with people and you go, oh, what are your Clifton strengths? What are your strengths? And you find out what their strengths are. And you go, oh, I get it. I get why we work together, or I get why we do the things we do, or we say the things we say, because those are our strong points. So I cannot say enough about helping your confidence bloom when you identify your strengths. So if you have not done that, just take advantage of that and do your strengths assessment, and you will find out. You'll find out where you're strong. And then you can also look at it and go, okay, if these are some things that I do want to work on, I'm not saying just, look at your strengths and only work on that. If there are things in your life or your business that you want to be strong on, and they're not as high up in your strengths assessment, then you know what you need to work on, and you can identify what it is you do want to do, and you can still work on things that are not necessarily in your ideal character strengths or personal strengths that come up. But you can make a decision, and I've done that as well, that you empower yourself to go, okay, this might not be an innate strength, but now that I know what the strengths are and I know how to identify it, and this is one piece that I really want to be stronger on, then you know what you can identify and work on. So again, I can't say enough about your strengths and knowing what they are and what you want to work on when it comes to your confidence. All right. Number 4, my 4th tip for you, the 4th key is learning, continuous learning. I have had a love for learning, reading, knowing things, asking lots of questions, just wanting to learn. And and I find a lot of coaches are like that. I'm thinking about it, and most people I either work with are coaches, or clients that I have are coaches. We tend to want to learn a lot. We're in it, we become a coach, and then you can put in the chat yes or no if this is you, but do you find that you do a certification and then you think, I want to learn something else, or I want to read the next book, or I want to listen to another podcast? Or for me, it was always, I need another certification. So continuous learning for me is a big one that helps my confidence. And when it comes to coaching, keeping up to date in your industry. So whether you use all the new tips, tricks, tools, whatever it is in your industry, whether you agree, disagree, is not my point. My point is, if you stay informed within your coaching niche and become a master of your own knowledge, but also what's out there in your marketplace, what is new? When you keep up to date in your industry, not only are you more informed and can have those conversations with other coaches, it alone can add to your confidence because you're more informed about your industry. And whether you use it or not in your own business or your own coaching practice, it still helps me to know, hey, what's going on in the world. And again, in learning, and we've talked about it many, many times in different groups. We just had a mastermind before this, and our mastermind with coaches, and part of the conversation was this very fact about niche mastery and who is your audience. So as much as we talk about niche mastery, it's talking about those smallest pieces of the pie within the niche. And I have to give it to John Allen. And John, I'm going to call you out. I know you might not be here, but if you're watching this and hearing this, when you said, and hopefully I get his quote right, that is what stuck with me. When it comes to your niche and who your audience is, it is better to be an inch wide and a mile deep. And just think about that. When you know who you serve and all of their problems and their pain points and things that keep them up at night, and you become a master at knowing your audience and providing and the solutions, the help, the resources of who you help to that degree, that is, to quote another coach, and I don't know where it originally came from, but the riches are in the niches. So the deeper you go, the more you can charge, because the chances of somebody being that specific about the particular problem that you help people solve, that is where the money is. So if you're going for the money, but it also helps your confidence. The more mastery that you have of your subject matter and of your audience and of your clients, and Malcolm Gladwell has said it, that if you've got 10,000 hours, that is when you're considered to be an expert. So if you have spent 10,000 hours in a particular subject matter, you are considered an expert. And someone else said it earlier in the mastermind too, and I think it was Bob. Bob, you were there, and I see you here. Hi, Bob. Bob talked about there's a difference between expert and specialist. So you could talk about yourself as an expert in your niche, or you can also refer to yourself as a specialist, and meaning that you specialize in a particular audience, a particular problem, and you have the help, the solution, the resources to help people. And that niche mastery, that is such a confidence boost, because you become the go-to person for that particular specific piece of the pie. And this is one of my favorites, your personal asset list. I have given this homework to, I don't know how many coaches, when it specifically comes to coaches talking about imposter syndrome and not having confidence. And I am the one on the other side where I have just listened to them. I have heard their story. I have heard what certifications coaches have. I've heard what education, what experience, and I am sitting here in my head thinking, wow, this person is amazing. Oh my goodness, the knowledge, the experience, the education this person has. So when I hear the person struggle or say, I don't know if I'm good enough to help this client, or I don't feel confident enough, for me, and I mean it with all sincerity, I am saying to them, like, what? I don't get it. You have just told me everything that you have done to become the coach you are, or your experiences. And it's amazing how sometimes we forget, as coaches, we forget all of our experiences, all of our achievements, our expertise, our education. So when I say record your achievements here, I call it the personal asset list. And all it is you're recording your personal and professional development. It could be university classes. It could be all the training you've done. It could be the books you listen to, the podcasts you listen to. Um, it could be other hobbies. It could be you could be a 5th-degree black belt in a martial arts. You could have played the piano for 20 years and you have taken piano lessons and you have written up to, a grade 10. And I don't know, on my siblings did piano. I didn't. I couldn't come up with it. So I didn't have the I remember saying to my parents, I'm not doing piano. And all of their kids, they would have them play piano. And I have 3 older sisters, and my sisters can all play the piano, and they do such a beautiful job. And for me, I couldn't get interested in it. And when I would go to piano lessons, I would try to figure out every way to not go there. However, I'm always looking at people now as an adult. I look at it and go, oh my goodness, they are so talented. So anything on your record of achievement, no matter what you have done, list it, make a record of it. So not only list what you have done and what you have achieved, but how much money did it cost? How much time did it take you? Record time, money, investment. And then I always will offer to coaches that I'm coaching, I will say, what feeling did it give you? And you can see on the end here where it's like, what's the external benefits and what's the internal benefits? So the external benefits for me, the example here, I wanted my professional coach training. The external benefits were it got me my certification that I wanted. The internal benefits were I felt accomplished. I felt confident. I felt more, well, confident is the word, but I felt like I was able to help people more when I could say, yes, I'm certified in that. And whatever your goal is, it doesn't matter what achievement or what personal or professional uh, thing that you have done over the years. Everything counts towards that personal fulfillment and your achievements. And when you are feeling low or less than confident, I will usually say to coaches, go back over your personal asset list. Remind yourself everything that you have done to get to this point in your life and everything that you have achieved, because most everything is not about the actual achievement. It's the journey. What's the hard work? What's the sweat? What's the tears? What's the, how many late nights did you have to stay up to, finish your degree? Some of us went back to school when our kids were little, and we will downplay it. And then you start talking to other moms and we go, oh yeah, when my kids were little and that happened. Oh yeah, I'd wait for them to go to bed and then I'd do my homework, and we kind of slough it off. But think about it. Like, that was some dedication and that was hard work to get it done. Some people I know have taken on second jobs to get the money to pay for things that they wanted to achieve. So recording your achievements and revisiting your achievements when you are feeling less than confident. And I keep referring to our mastermind, but it was just before this. And somebody else talked about another gentleman that would go to his trophy wall. And some of us can laugh about it and go, oh, that's kind of narcissistic, or why would somebody want to put all of their accolades and their trophies on the wall or their certificates on the wall? It is not only to remind us to feel better and to feel confident, it is also a reminder to our clients. Because when you work on yourself, whether it's personal development, business development, professional, hobbies, health. I know people that get up and work out every day. Like, whatever you are doing to be a better person and to be personally better raises your confidence. And think what it says to clients when they know that they are working with a coach that works hard to achieve and do things that are hard. So clients want to know that they're working with a successful coach. So part of that is keeping track of your achievements and also being proud of what we've achieved. And I know I said it at the beginning that I don't like the spotlight on myself. I don't. I would much prefer, I would much prefer shining the light on my clients, shining the light on other people. And I've said this story a couple of times, but 10, 15 years ago, I had this coach who kind of raked me over the coals for not recording any of this, or not, thinking, being a little bit martyrish, going, oh no, I don't want to focus on myself. And she was the one that was really real with me and said, if you have no pictures of yourself, if you have none of your certifications framed, if you have none of this social proof, she said, what does that tell your clients? And she was like, really, you have no proof that you claim to be as good at helping your clients as you claim to be. And that hit home. So as much as I really don't like focusing on that, I still keep a record of everything I do. And it's there for when I need it to boost my confidence, or it's there when you need to prove it to someone else. If you're going for a job, if you're going for a contract, there's people that want to know, are they getting their money's worth? So it's up to you to record your achievements. I know I spent a lot of time on that one, but this I find is one that many coaches don't want to do, because a lot of you are like me. We like to focus on our clients. We became coaches because we want to help others. So yeah, we want to help others, but we also have to show our clients that we're helping ourselves too. All right, let's keep going here. Number 5, we're at number 5, and the 5th key to everything, putting this all together, consistency. So you probably knew that was coming. Cultivate daily habits, whatever they are, whether it's that meditation first thing, like I do when I get up, 20 minutes meditate every single day. My one sister, she gets up at 4:30 in the morning without fail, 6 days a week, and she works out, and she is 63 years old, and she probably looks about 45 because she is so healthy and fit. And she said that, and she goes, you might meditate and you do that. She goes, I meditate while I'm working out. And I'm not saying what habit you have to cultivate, but have daily habits that you do every single day that help you with your confidence. And I've got here mind, body, soul. So think of something that you can do for your mind. So for me, I'm constantly either listening to an audiobook, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm reading a book, that helps develop my mind, my body. I eat healthy. It's really important to me. I do yoga every single day, whether it's 20 minutes, whether it's 10 minutes, I do some form of yoga. I get out for a walk. I have to move my body. And for my soul, absolutely. I've got meditation, I've got prayers, I've got affirmations, journaling. Like there's many different things that I've incorporated over the years. And yeah, it's taken me 20 years to build in my daily habits. And some of them are just innate. Some of them, I just do them without even thinking. However, others took me a while to cultivate, like getting sober. That took a lot of, okay, today I am not going to drink. Today is just one day at a time, that kind of thing. And just to touch on that. Now, I don't even think about drinking wine. And anybody that drinks wine in front of me, I don't even think about it. However, at the time when I was trying to give up my daily wine habit, that was a big deal, just to not drink every day. So whatever daily habits you have your daily habits. And if you are struggling with cultivating a daily habit, then just bring it back to that one habit. Don't focus on too many things. again, take it back to that 30 days, focus on one habit for 30 days. When I was helping women lose weight, and now when I help others with their sobriety, if they ask, it's focusing on what is the one main thing that you have to do? And if all it is for me, if I go back to the not drinking, when that was happening, everything else didn't matter. It was, okay, in that moment, I am not drinking. What else am I going to do? I went out and walked, or, figure out whatever habit that you want to work on, focus on that, give yourself grace on everything else, and focus on that habit till you're feeling more comfortable. And after 30 days, if it's becoming habitual every day, then habits stack. Add something else into it. But we're at the new year here, and a lot of times we all, get through, and we're at the new year and we think, oh, I'm gonna do all of these, 10 things, and this is what I'm gonna be good at this year. And we try to do too many things at once. And I've done it myself. And if it's anything I can suggest to help boost your confidence, is focus on one thing. And when it becomes more of a natural habit without having to think about it as much, and you ease into your day, then add another habit. So I'm really big on the habits, and cultivate habits, and then use the ones that work for you. All right, we're almost there, people. We're almost done. Connect with supportive peers. This is a big thing for me and my confidence. I'm an introvert. I'm a hermit. I could be by myself all the time and just be around my kids and Carson. However, after a while, I will have, especially my business confidence. If I'm only around my family and living my hermit lifestyle the way I do, after a while, my confidence will start to wane, because I am not being present enough with my peers. And that's a lot of the reasons why I lead groups. This is why part of the reason why I went, okay, I need to create a coaching group so that it helps me do what I know I need to do and may otherwise not do. So part of doing this group is so that it keeps me focused on collaborating and connecting with other people. And I highly encourage you, just connect with people that support you, people that have a positive mindset. If you are currently around people that are more negative, or they're not necessarily good for your peer support, sometimes people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And you get to choose who you want to hang around with. And if some of your peers aren't necessarily helping you in your confidence game, if they're doubting what you're going to do in your life or your business, or if you say something and they, the proverbial, oh, that's not going to work, or instead of supporting you and encouraging you, they're looking at it where what could go wrong. I invite you to look at, are these people helping me in my life, or are they taking away from my life? So look at your peer group. And when I was listening to Brian Tracy, famous success coach, this was a couple months ago. He has a lot of YouTube videos, so you can look up Brian Tracy, but in one of his YouTube videos, he made the statement about a statistic that 95% of your success can be attributed to the people you hang out with. And I honestly thought, no way, that doesn't sound right. And then I thought, well, if Brian Tracy is saying it, then he has likely looked into it. He has likely done the research. He is not saying that just to say it. So that kind of hit home for me too. It's like, who am I going to surround myself with? So I am very careful about who I spend my time with. Okay, last point. Review and reflect on your successes. Keep that confidence going. Review everything. I talked about, I reviewed 2023. Every year, mid-December, I'm off. I I only work up to December 15th, and then I take those 2 weeks off. It started when my girls were young. As soon as they were out of school, I stopped working and I made a point of just being with my children full time. And it was then that I started reflecting on, okay, my year, what went well, what didn't go well, and stopped beating myself up about what didn't go well. And I reflected on, what did I really like? What did I want to change? What did I want to do better in the next year? And what was successful? We can all look for many things that we need to change or need to get better at. And it's hard not to go down that road and then we head off into the ditch and we're just looking at everything that didn't work. And that really is draining on our confidence, because that takes us down a road that, and especially when things have passed, you can't do anything about it. You can't change it, but you can learn from it. So review and reflect on your successes and focus on what you want to do more of. Okay. All right. We are at recap. Recap the 5 self-confidence keys. 1, meditate daily, have a positive mindset, focus on your strengths, continuous learning, and consistency. So this is what I have learned over all of these years of doing what I do. These are the 5 keys that work for me for my self-confidence. So hopefully you've got some takeaways from that.